Howdy everybody, Efour here, and welcome back to the channel for Season 1, Episode 7 of our Youth Academy only FIFA 23 save. Now, I do apologize about no video on Monday. I planned to record and edit on Sunday, and I ended up being very sick, so I wasn't able to do that. But today, on Wednesday, we have our next video. So again, sorry about no video on Monday, but it happens. Now, today, we have a good opportunity to try and build some momentum. You guys have seen us struggle, especially in the last two episodes, just letting in so many goals and not being able to score. We've switched to the 4-4-2. Today, we have 5 league games, and 4 of those teams that we play are in the bottom half of the league. So if there's an opportunity to gain some momentum and start climbing back up the table, today is that day. We take on one other team in the top half of the league, and that's going to be our live comm. So let's go take a look at the calendar, and let's dive in. We are in January, and up first we take on Tranmere Rovers on the 1st. On the 7th we have Carlisle United, 14th Walsall, 21st is Bradford City, and 28th is Stockport. Now we've played most of these teams, or all these teams already. We're halfway through the season. Now we're doing the reverse fixtures of these games. Tranmere are in 24th. Carlisle United are in 13th, Walsall sit in 21st, Bradford City sit in 8th, and Stockport sit in 18th, one position ahead of us. So the only team in the top half is Bradford City. That's going to be our live comm. We take on the other 4 who, again, sit in the bottom half of the league, and I am hoping that we can capitalize on this easy run of games in our schedule to try and get back up the league. It's going to be tough. We're sticking with the 4-4-2. We'll have to see what happens at the end of this episode. Since we're in the January transfer window, we will go over any transfers that we have had or received that we've gotten rid of. Again, we can't buy any players in this save right now with the rules, but we can sell them, and we're trying to sell them to try and get some better scouts in the door. So let's hop into those highlights. First up, Tranmere Rovers. Before we hop into those highlights, I forgot to show you the league table, so we're going to do that first. We sit in 19th on 27 points. Again, we have an easy run of games. You can't see them because they are behind my head, but Tranmere Rovers sit down in 24th with 23 points. We take them on today, but when we get into the highlights, I'll remind you guys what happened the last time we played them, but it wasn't good. Up next, we then take on, who is it? Not Stockport. Carlisle in 13th on 32 points, 5 points ahead of us. Again, we got to get some wins in this episode. We take on Stockport, who are in 18th. We also take on Walsall in 21st. And again, the live comm is going to be against Bradford City up in 36. We are 9 points off the playoff promotion spots, but that's not my goal. My goal is to finish 12th or higher, which we are 6 points behind. It's going to be a tall order to get there, but we're going to fight, and we're going to try and get there. Right now, we're in the bottom third of the league, and I don't want to be there, so we're going to fight hard and see if we can climb out of it. Now, let's get into those highlights. Our last game against Tranmere ended in a 3-0 defeat despite them sitting at the bottom of the table. And in this game, we take in the 4-4-2 and drop Benson to the bench with Ambrose moving up top to center forward and new prospect Ribeiro starting at center mid. And in the 14th minute, we had an opportunity from a corner that Hyde rose up to meet and fire home to give us the lead 1-0. With half an hour on the clock, we took advantage of a poor pass as Ribeiro intercepted and passed up to Cabral, who dropped it to Wilkes, who then found Bernard on the right, who then slotted a pass all the way across to Cabral, who played it down the left to Cameron to finish off the great passing with our second goal, 2-0. And 7 minutes later, our hard work was rewarded as Ambrose's shot was blocked, but it fell to Cameron, who found Cabral, and with a quick step, he found the space to score our third of the day, 3-0. Then 6 minutes after the hour mark, we had a quick counter, and Cabral played in Ambrose, who beat his man and the opposition keeper with a cool finish to pad our lead 4-0. And to add insult to injury and to avenge our 3-0 loss in the reverse fixture, we fought for another goal as Coleman was played in by Benson, and using his speed, he found the separation to fire home yet another goal, making it 5-0. We finally put in a dominating display that I know this team is capable of as we thump Tranmere 5-0. And despite Tranmere sitting bottom of the table, I'm still thrilled as that win moves us 4 places to 15th in the table with Carlisle United up next. They sit 2 places ahead of us in 13th on 32 points, and a win would see us jump them in the table. So I decided to take in the same starting 11 as the last game, as I was impressed with Ribeiro in midfield and Ambrose up top. But in the 45th minute, Carlisle had a corner that we were unable to clear, and an unfortunate deflection fell to their player, who scored past Harris to take the lead, 1-0 Carlisle. But on the hour mark, Cameron ran down the left wing, taking on 2 defenders, and found a window for a cross that found Ambrose, who headed home in the bottom right corner, bringing it level 1-1. The match ends level in a draw, and we have to remember that this is still improvement, but unfortunately, it does see us drop 1 spot into 16th in the league. Up next, we take on Walsall, who are down in 21st, and this is a big chance to climb the table. And due to only 1 match a week, we take in our starting 11 fully fit. But it wasn't until the 77th minute that we saw the deadlock break as Cabral played it to Benson, who found Lewis down the right on an overlapping run, and using his speed, he was in and clinically finished inside the opposite post, 1-0 Efour United. And despite being outplayed, we got out with the 1-0 victory over Walsall, which is crucial in helping us to climb the table. Those 2 wins and that draw were massive, as it got us 7 points from a possible 9. And yes, I really would have loved to beat Carlisle United, but they aren't a terrible team. They're not great, but they're not that bad. And we got out with the draw, so I will take that. We're in 14th on 34 points, getting back up the table. There's 24 teams in this league, and again, our goal this season is a top half finish, so that's 12th or higher, and we're just outside of it by 2 points. If we had beat Carlisle, we would be above them and in 13th. Actually, we would be in 12th. So disappointing, yes, but still, it's improvement. You guys saw in the last couple episodes that we have been getting thumped over and over, and so to kind of turn it around, this episode thus far has been a major improvement. And yes, it's been not as great opposition, but it doesn't matter. We can only beat who's in front of us, and we're winning these matches and getting the points required. Now today, we take on Bradford City, who sit up in 10th. You can see them at the top of the table up here on 37 points. A win would bring us level on points with them in the league, and depending on how other results go our way, it could see us climb as high as probably 12th realistically. It just depends, but it would be massive if we could beat Bradford City. We got to try and see if we can make it happen. I'm really enjoying this team. Let's go take a look at the starting 11 we're taking into this game against Bradford City. So we are sticking with the same team that we've been using this whole episode. Harris in goal, a back four of Anderson, Hyde, Guest, and Bennett. Midfield of Bernard, Wilkes, Ribeiro, and Cameron. And up top we have Cabral and Ambrose. Now, some things to note. Ribeiro in the midfield, despite having a low attacking and low defending work rate, this boy just runs forever. He wins the ball back a ton, and he's awesome. I really enjoy him. Ambrose was good, or Ambrose. I don't know why I keep putting that on the R in his name, but Ambrose, when he was playing in this role that Ribeiro is playing in now, he linked the play pretty well, but Ribeiro does both. He plays some good defense and links the play well. Ambrose up top, I'm really, really enjoying. Despite Benson being our best striker and scoring the most goals for our team this season, this is the team that I want to start moving forward. Benson is 27, so we have 2 more seasons of using him, and in my mind, he is our backup striker because I want to develop these guys. Already, the boys are developing. We have Bennett, who's already up to a 54. Anderson's at a 61. Harris is up to a 54. Ribeiro has not gone up, but Ambrose has gone up again to a 57. And I think Cameron has gone up to a 55. I'm not sure. Cabral and Bernard have not gone up yet, but I'm confident that that will happen shortly. Cabral mainly is not going up because we're switching him to a striker, which is going to take a little bit longer. But once he does that and we start training him as a striker, I'm sure it will go a lot faster. On the bench, we have Silva, Conway, Anderson, Lewis, Arnold, Benson, and Coleman. Lewis, I really enjoy, and I'm close to having him start above Bernard. He's really good, and I enjoy him off the bench. They're pretty comparable, but Lewis is a better overall. Bernard just has really good shooting, and despite Bernard technically being slower than Lewis, Bernard feels a lot faster, and his dribbling does feel better, which doesn't make sense because Lewis has the better ratings. So I'm not exactly sure why or how, but that's the way it feels. We're going to keep Lewis down on the bench, starting Bernard, because I think Bernard has higher potential. Silva we have not used yet. He's a left back. What I've been doing with my 5 subs is bringing on Anderson, Lewis, Arnold, Benson, and Coleman all up top, replacing either Wilkes or Ribeiro with Anderson, and then replacing Bernard, Cameron, Cabral, and Ambrose just to keep the attack going. We'll see how it works. Today we take on Bradford City, who are way better than Carlisle, and I'm nervous, especially because I've done so well off camera. Now we're going to be doing a live comm, and I don't want to embarrass myself, but we'll just have to wait and see. Let's hop into this game against Bradford City and see how we do. And here we go. Now, something that I've been working on is just possession. This game plays a lot more. One, it's because our team is not as good, but also FIFA 23 just plays a lot more realistically than FIFA 22 in terms of just being able to spin on the ball and all sorts of things. Just the way that the players feel, they feel heavier as if they're real people, which is good. I like the realism, but it definitely makes it more challenging. So we're trying to get in positions like this. Ambrose, okay, gets the free kick. But getting in positions like this is what we've been doing. Now, do we try and take this shot? It's probably a bad idea, but we're going for it. Bernard right here, going to shoot this into the top right corner from here. Let's see it happen. Come on. Come on, Bernard. Okay, not even close, but it was worth a shot. Whatever. It doesn't come off. A little embarrassing for Bernard, but the boys are playing well overall, I would say. And again, it's been tough, challenging. I'm really having to focus up in these games off camera, and they're in. And whoo, it goes just wide, and it's going to be our goal kick. And here we are, moving into their half, but just trying to play it quickly and passing it into good positions like not that. I was, of course, Wilkes, way to embarrass me in front of my friends, but just quickly passing the ball, not trying to make sharp cuts and turn completely around, which it's just how we lose possession a lot, trying to really use these players as if they're agile, and they're not. So just trying to play smarter. Here's a play that has worked a lot for us. Going to Ambrose, and he's in. Can he finish? Come on, Ambrose. And there it is. Hit him with the dead fish. Let's go. What a goal. We've seen that route to goal work in the off-camera games, and we get another one. Ambrose gets the go-ahead goal. We're up 1-0. Oh, and what a play. Goes to Cabral, who slots it into Ambrose, and the two strikers up top link together so well in this system, just like that. And we're up 1-0 over Bradford City. Now we just got to play some good defense, hold on to that lead, and try and score some more. Oh, and what an interception from Cabral. Okay, get into a good spot here. Cabral is in, and can we make it happen? I'm just going to... That was a terrible shot, but I tried to rip it with him. And I did have someone ask me why I have not been wearing my collared shirts and why I've been wearing sweaters. The reason is it's cold. I'm freezing. And I know that I wear collared shirts in most of my videos, and they will come back. But right now, it's been really, really cold here. Like, abnormally cold. It's October, and it's been really, really cold where I live. So, I've been wearing sweaters. So, yeah. The collared shirts will return. We're going over the top to Ambrose, and he's not going to get there. But we have played well thus far through the first 26 minutes of this game. We must continue the good play. I hate this. Okay, good job. Our wingbacks, Bennett and whatever his name is that just intercepted the pass, I can't remember. What is his name? Anderson. Anderson and Bennett have been playing so well. Just getting those two in to the defensive setup has proved massive for this team. I'm learning how to use them as wingbacks a little bit better. And again, it's not perfect, but we are starting to figure out how to win the ball back in dangerous positions, as we don't do it there, and then they almost score. But we do maintain possession. Going to run down this wing with Cameron. Let's see if we can get into a spot. We'll go into... Cabral's pass to Ambrose doesn't come off, and our attack is thwarted. Here they come down our right wing with the ball over the top to find some space. Can we play some good defense? Bennett trying to get back and prevent them from getting a ball into the penalty area. And there it is. There is the ball into the penalty area. And there's this great save from Harris. And he has been playing so well as our goalkeeper. We know he's young. We know he's not anywhere near as good as the other guy, whatever his name is, Ibrahim. But he's been playing well. I'm really happy with him. And I think that we're starting to get this team going in the right direction. If we can just keep possession here. Wilkes doesn't. Okay, he gets another foot in, Oh my goodness, Wilkes. And that's a terrible pass, but fortunately for us, that is the halftime whistle, so we're not going to pay for that. We're up 1-0, and we're looking so good. Let's see if we can get into the second half and hold on to this lead. because it would be massive in terms of climbing up the table. We just played it into Bernard down the right wing, and he was immediately dispossessed, and I wasn't commentating because nothing was really happening, but he is still down and injured. And we are going to go down this right wing to see. Okay, he's back up. Okay, he just has a little injury icon next to him, which isn't the worst. I'm not against that. If it would have been, oh, get it over to him. Get it to Cabral. Okay, Ribeiro, Ambrose, and he's going to rip that. Oh, and it's right at the chest of the keeper. But that looks like just a little knock for Bernard, so he might be okay, and I'm not too worried about it. He wasn't forced off, so it's not that serious of an injury. But I was nervous, and we probably will look to bring Lewis on here shortly. But here they come down our right side again. Oh, no. Bennett gets the ball inside him, and I don't want them to cut across. Great save from Harris. Now let's look at a couple subs. So right now, the only change we are going to make is Lewis coming on at right wing for Bernard, just because Bernard's injured, and we normally bring Lewis on anyways. I don't want Bernard to get even more hurt. He is pretty fit and could continue to play, but again, we're bringing Lewis on. We'll see how he does. He makes great runs down that right wing. And getting into good crossing position. So let's see if he can do that for you guys on camera. Bradford City moving into our half and going down this right side again. They've really liked this route, and they're going to slide that across to the middle. And oh no, we're in a bad spot, and I pulled the wrong guy. It didn't switch me to guest. It switched me to hide, and I pulled him out of the way. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. We give up the equalizer. And darn tootin', that stinks. You can see it here. Watch Hyde there in the center of the 18-yard box. When they pass it across, I run away from them, and oh, man. Oh, they get the equalizer. It's 1-1, and now it's all to play for. We got to try and find another goal. Lewis on the ball down here, and trying to see if we can get something rocking. Unable to thus far. Back down to Lewis here, but even just that little bit of possessive play right here that we have going on, it's been working really well for us, and this is how we've been finding our breakthroughs. Going up to Cabral into Ambrose. The pass to Ambrose is intercepted. Come on, Wilkes, get there. Wilkes doesn't get there, and we will be looking to make interceptions, or not interceptions, substitutions again. Please don't tell me he's getting sent off. He is not. Let me look at some subs. Okay, I lied. We're not making any subs yet. Here's their free kick. Everyone's pretty fit, not too tired, and I need Cabral to run. Get in there, Cabral. Get up and win that ball. He's pretty strong. I've seen him win a couple of those where it's kind of just a physical battle with the defender that he will win a lot of times because of his physical dominance. But he loses that one. And Bradford City moving into our half. Ribeiro is not able to get that ball, and they're not able to get that one either. It takes a wild deflection, but it is saved by Harris. The youth goalkeeper is prevailing, looking so darn good. I need Lewis to run down this wing, and we run it out of bounds. I really need Lewis to make a run there because I want to pass the ball up to him. And, Lewis can't intercept that. And that's their throw again. He got a foot in, but unable to maintain possession. Okay, we're in a dangerous spot here. We've been burnt on opportunities like this all season long. It's a great cross, and Anderson gets ahead to it. Get it up to Cabral, and it gets there. I want to go down the wing. Oh, he stopped his run. You're kidding me. Oh, you're kidding me, Coleman. You have to keep running down that overlap. But he stopped, and we lost the opportunity. We have 5 minutes left in the match, and you guys have seen me give up games like this too many times, and I am all but certain that it's about to happen again. And that goes wide. Oh my goodness. So we bring on our last 4 subs. Anderson comes on for Wilkes, Benson comes on for Ambrose, Coleman comes on for Cabral, and Arnold comes on the left for Cameron to see if we can get a little bit of an offensive spark. We have probably 1 attacking play left with about 4 minutes left in this game, so we got to make it count. Let's see if we can do it. And here goes nothing. 3 minutes left in the game, playing it out from our goalkeeper, and this is our chance to see if we can get something going. And oh no, it's a turnover. And that's going to be our last opportunity. We know that Bradford City will get a bunch of extra time to see if they can Oh my goodness, you're kidding me. Not like this. Not like this. Get up, Hyde. Heads it out, and there's going to be our final whistle any moment now. There it is. We end up drawing 1-1, which again is not a bad result. It is improvement, but man, is it disappointing. We got to get some wins. Oh man, that is heartbreaking, but again, we didn't lose. We still got a point. It's progress. It's a step in the right direction. I have to remember that we are the worst team in this league, and we're mid-table, so we're not doing terrible. But again, I want to finish top half, so we got to start finding some wins. I'll see you guys in just a second to check out the league table. So the draw sees us sit in 14th position, and still we are only 2 points out of the 12th spot in this league and 3 points out of up to 10th. So again, we're in a good spot to finish in the top half. But man, I feel like that was a missed opportunity. Our defense is starting to get a little bit better. We still have the most goals conceded in the league. But in terms of offense, we have the highest scoring offense in the league. We scored more goals than anyone. It's just our darn defense that is letting us down. We got to shore that up. I really would love to get a center back in one of these scouting reports. I'm hoping that comes in this episode. Maybe, please. I'm hoping. We'll have to wait and see. Up next, we take on Stockport. They sit down in 17th, just 3 positions behind us and 2 points. This is a chance for us to build a gap on these teams behind us and get some points and continue to climb the table. It's going to be massive. We have to hope that we can make it happen. Let's get into those highlights. Before we hop into those highlights, we do have confirmation that Cabral is ready to change to striker. Now, he gets a +6 right now in this role, and I know he has good form and sharpness, so I'm not sure what part of that is going to be from that and what part is actually going to be his overall. He's at a 54. We're moving him to striker, and he goes up to a 59. Let's go. That is awesome. Oh my goodness. All right, now where do we go from here? I think we go to Poacher to continue to get his agility up, stamina, reactions, and all his shooting and his sprint speed up. His acceleration will get up, and later on we'll go to mobile striker and things of that nature. But for right now, I want to get his finishing and shooting up along with that sprint speed and attacking work rate. Wow, 54 to 59, that's awesome. We also have Bruno Silva here going from left wing back to left back, goes from a 56 to a 56. Doesn't go up at all. We're going to train him as a defensive wide back, get his acceleration up and his defensive attributes up just to start developing the pace in the defending. We can work on the other stuff later on. Another one here, Tristan Anderson going from right back to left back. He's not going to go up, I'm sure. He stays at a 61. But for him, he already has good passing, dribbling, and defending. I think that was my wife's horn for her car, if you heard that outside. And let's see. We could get, you know what? We're going to continue to get his defending up. His defensive awareness is only 48, so I want to continue developing that. We'll go with defensive wide back to get that and his acceleration up as well. We have Donald Cameron here going from right mid to left wing. We are going to do this. He goes up to a 56, but then we're going to immediately switch him back to a left mid, which was going to take 8 weeks. That is so silly. But because we're going to be using this 4-4-2, I think for the rest of this save, I'm going to move him back to left mid so he gets more boost for being in that position because on the right we have Bernard, who's a right winger, and he's losing a little bit of rating because he's technically a right winger and not a right mid. And the last one, Andrade, goes from striker to center back. He's a 46 overall, and he goes up to a 51. What in the world? I knew he was a defender. I told you guys. So weird that they started him out as a striker. Now, moving him to wing back, it says it's going to take 56 weeks. What sort of crazy madness is this? Oh, man, I'm genuinely confused by that. We're just going to go ahead and get his defensive awareness up. We will go with, let's see. Let's do sweeper to get his defensive work rate, defensive awareness, and the other important things of that development, whatever, up. I thought about ball playing defender. And you know what? We're going ball playing defender. It won't get his sprint speed up, but we're going to do that so that if we use him as a wing back, he will be a little bit more rounded. I'm sure he takes forever to be a wing back because his passing and dribbling are so low. So we're going to develop that a little bit. Now, let's get into those highlights for the game against Stockport, who actually had still a game to play, and they won that game, and so they moved ahead of us in the table. We're in 15th, they're in 13th. This makes this game even more crucial because beating them would see us leapfrog them, and we need to make that happen. So let's get into this game and get into those highlights and see if we can get a win. We take in the new look starting 11 that is yet to lose a game this month. And in the 12th minute, Cabral dropped it to Wilkes, who smashed home a thunderbolt from range into the top left corner to open the scoring 1-0. And check out this sweet hypermotion replay. It shows a cool angle, and I love the statistics like his distance to goal and his ball speed as it rifles into the top left corner. Then 6 minutes after our first goal, Bernard starts a counter with a beautiful ball over the top for Cameron, and beating the defender to it, he used his 79 pace to get into a dangerous area and double our lead 2-0. Just before making our first round of substitutes in the 65th minute, Ambrose played an incisive ball between two defenders to play in Bernard down the right flank, where he coolly finished, increasing our lead 3-0. But unfortunately, Harris was unable to get out with the clean sheet as Stockport broke us down in the 70th minute to get a consolation goal 3-1. And with 2 minutes left, Stockport were making a late push as they dispossessed Hyde and smashed home a screamer, making it 2-2, and it is squeaky bum time. But despite their late push, we held on for the 3-2 win and pick up another 3 points. And the 3-2 victory over Stockport proves to be huge as it moves us into 13th place on 38 points. Stockport dropped down to 15th, but we are looking so good. We're now just 3 points out of 10th position, which is Hartlepool up top at the top of the table that you can see right here. And outside of the playoff spots, we're actually only 5 points, which is not too far. Again, I'm not holding my breath that we're going to make it there, but we're in a good position. We're starting to get this team clicking. I really enjoy the 4-4-2. Yes, we almost gave up that win against Stockport, which was really making me nervous, but doesn't matter. We got out with the victory to keep climbing this table. We have gotten a total of 11 points from a possible 15 this month, which is a huge improvement. 3 wins, 2 draws. It's been massive. We have not lost this month, which is crazy. I know some of you guys are probably going to say you've lowered the difficulty, yada, yada, yada. I haven't. We've just played worse opposition this month. And, again, we're starting to get this team clicking. Moving Ambrose up top and Ribeiro into the midfield, I think really is going to pay dividends. And I think you're already seeing that along with me. This is actually fun again. The last 2 episodes have been so painful, but today I've had a blast. Man, what a run from the boys. Now let's go take a quick look at the transfers, the scouting reports, and then the end of the episode. So I'll see you in a sec. So the only 2 guys to leave in this transfer window was Bowman for $430,000, 26 years old, and he was a left winger, but we didn't really like him. Again, got some good money for him. And Rice with Ribeiro in the team, Wilkes and Ambrose. Rice was just not getting in the team at all. Anderson had moved ahead of him, so we sold him as well. We got a total of $800. Math is hard. $810,000 for those guys, which is awesome. That's a lot of money for this young team, and it is potentially another scout. I'll be keeping my eyes peeled for that, and I'll let you know if we have any updates there. But now it's time for the most exciting part of this save. Hinga-dinga-dargan, it's time for the scouting reports. And here we go. Diogo Moraes, $925,000 value, left-footed, 5'10", and oh my goodness, sprint speed, finishing, acceleration, volleys, and attack position are all high on his attributes, which lets me know that this boy's gotta be a striker, right? We will have to wait and see, but man, am I excited about this one. Elijah Bishop here, could be the cousin of Harry Bishop from last season's save. Valued at $220,000, but he is 6'1" with 70 to 94 potential. He potentially could be a center back. He's left-footed. We're going to sign him, check him out, and probably bring him into the team as a center back. Maybe not starting, but we have to start getting some center backs that we can develop. Elijah Bishop looks like he might be that guy. Will Jones, $400,000 value, 5'8", left-footed, 76 to 94 potential. Welcome to the Youth Academy, and what a beard at 15 years old. Tristan Williams here, another one, 16 years old, only $230,000 value, but he's 6 foot. 68 to 92 potential. Looks like he's maybe a center defensive mid. And if there's one thing I know from FIFA, is that center defensive mids can slot back as center backs, go up in overall rating, and do a great job. So we're going to check him out as well. All right, here is a look at these new boys. Elijah Bishop, after being so excited about him being a center back, he is not a center back. He's 6'1". His dribbling and passing are 55 and 60 respectively, with 69 pace, 46 shooting. Defending is 39 and physicals are 49. He also has the finesse shot trait. This guy's a center mid. We're going to move him to center mid. It'll take 8 weeks, I think it said. But based on his attributes, he's not a defender. He's a center mid. We're going to move him to central mid, and he's going to be a long-term replacement for one of our center midfielders. Excited, but a little disappointed just because we need center backs. But we do have Tristan Williams, 6 foot, who is a center back, 60 pace, 61 physicals, 42 defending, 41 dribbling. Not great. 43 overall. I'm hoping that when he moves to center back, he gets close to 50 overall. But the most I've ever seen anyone jump when changing positions is 5 overall. So even if he made that massive jump, he'd only be a 48. Not sure. We need the center back, so we're going to use him. Again, Elijah Bishop just isn't a center back. His defensive awareness is, where did it go? His defensive awareness is 37. His curve is 71. He has great free kick accuracy, ball control. He's definitely an attacking player, but man, is that disappointing. Oh well. Up next is Will Jones, center mid, 52 overall, 15 years old, 76 to 94 potential, and looks like a darn good player. We're just training some of his defensive attributes while he incubates down here in the youth academy, but looks like a solid player. Then we have the main man, Moraes, who came in at $925,000 value, 59 overall, but being 5'10" with that pace, 64 shooting, 60 dribbling, and 51 passing being his lowest out of his attacking attributes, we're moving him to striker. Acceleration 77, sprint speed 67. He is going to be rapid. He's going to be fast. Yes, again, we could use him as a right mid, but we have Bernard and what's his face, the other guy, Lewis, out there. Moraes is going to be one of our striker options. I don't know if that's Ambrose's long-term position being up top with them. Maybe it is, but again, we need depth, and Moraes gives us that. We have depth on the wings already, and I think this is the best move for him. It's going to take him 4 weeks to move there. 4-star skill move, 4-star weak foot. Looks like a beast. Now, as I look at the youth academy, there is no one that I want to bring up yet. Baumgartner could, in theory, play a role, but again, we have too many wingbacks in the system already. Everyone else, I'm going to leave down here because they either have people ahead of them or their rating's too low. Same thing, I guess, as having people ahead of them, but I'm going to let them continue developing down here with these training plans on them because we have these guys developing well and starting to become something. So we're going to see how that continues. One more thing, Jeremy Coleman completed his move to center forward, stayed at a 50 overall, but we have him training up some of his shooting to see if he can develop that a little bit. But that is our youth academy. If you have enjoyed that, leave a thumbs up on the video. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the support on this series thus far. Last series, we averaged about probably 6 viewers an episode, and this series we're averaging about 12 to 13, which is improvement, and it's massive, and it means the world to me. So thank you guys so much for the support. This series has had me banging my head against the wall, but we're starting to get somewhere. It's starting to come together. We're getting some of those key prospects on the scouting reports, and we got to keep grinding, keep going. This 4-4-2 formation has really seemed to right the ship, and our team is starting to mesh into it very well. I am enjoying this team's journey through the Crucible. Until next time, Efour out.